Greetings, my beautiful people. This is Holly. I am Queenship coming to you with another episode of Queenship Quarters Podcast. And as we know, this is Women's History Month, and we're going to do on Queenship Quarters a series of some dynamic, amazing, beautiful women and their stories. And today on Queenship Quarters, we have the beautiful, amazing Punkin Davenport of Black Dolla here in Indianapolis, Indiana. And we're going to have just an amazing conversation. Welcome. Greetings, Sister Queen. How are you today?
I'm great. I'm great. How are you today?
I am well. And I just want to start off by saying just gratitude and thank you for taking out time to come and talk to us today about the amazing things you're doing with Black Dollar. And so we just, I'm excited. I'm excited about this conversation today. So let's just start it off with who this sister queen is. Who is Punkin Davenport? What is her story?
Punkin Davenport is, of course, born and raised in Indiana, Indianapolis on the South Side. I'm a South Sider. I always say that I am a revenue cycle manager by day and a community advocate by life. Um, I I work in the nonprofit healthcare sector. I've been doing that for 30 years. So what I do during the day is for the underrepresented and underserved in the community. And what I do on my spare time is the exact same thing. So I'm a mother of one. I have three stepchildren, but I have one daughter. She's 22. I am an author and an influencer. So that's a little bit about me.
A little bit about you. And so you say during the day, you are a recycle. What is it again?
Revenue cycle manager. So I work for a
Revenue
nonprofit
cycle manager.
healthcare
Okay.
organization and I'm over the billing part. So the biggest part of my responsibility is to make sure that people who can't afford their healthcare bills get the assistance they need so they can pay for their healthcare, pay for their medicines, and different things like that.
Okay. 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 And then we're, of course, the greatest job ever in life is being a mother. And so you're a mother of
Yes,
one. And is
I
she
am.
grown? Tell us a little bit about motherhood for Punkin Davenport.
Yeah, so she's 22 and she is definitely her own person. Very artistic. She is unique. She likes to dress the way she likes to dress. She taught herself how to sew. So she is digging into the fashion industry. Great with photography. She actually can paint. She does a lot of things. Motherhood was not easy. I do have three stepchildren, and I've been in their lives since they were 9 months, 4 and 7 years old, and the oldest is
Oh,
30.
wow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
that has been such a blessing to not just have my own, but um, God blessed me with the ability to help take care of somebody else's, and even more is that the women were gracious enough and willing to share their kids with me. So, love being a mom, a mentor. Um, a lot of our young girls have self-esteem issues, so I would bring all the kids into the house and we'd have a girl night once a month and we talk about whatever they wanted to talk about, and that mentoring really still goes on today. So I love that motherhood mentoring, making sure that girls feel good about themselves when they're growing up, like all of that is my ministry.
I hear that. I hear that. So let's get into the whole point of why I want to honor you because I just sit back in amazement and watch you and all the things that you have your hands in when it comes to Black Dollar. So, can you tell our viewers and our listeners what is Black Dollar? And what is the mission of Black Dollar, and how did that even develop for you?
So, Black Dollar is, I'll kind of go back and talk about how it came about. So, Black Dollar came around June 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic, right in the
Okay.
middle of the pandemic.
Wow.
Doors were closing, businesses were closing, and I was hearing about it. I live in the 46218 area.
Okay.
And so in that particular area, there's the food desert, there's a lot of stuff going on in that particular area. And I started hearing about businesses getting ready to close, and I first heard it there. Then it was businesses downtown. Then it was, it was a lot going on during the pandemic. And for me, I've always been a movement type chick. I always say that. I've
Mhm.
always been a movement type chick. I started with, Marilyn Who, which was a woman's movement, right? And it
Okay.
was really trying to bring the self esteem of Black women up and bring us together and different things like that. So we'd wear shirts with our mom or our aunts or different things like that on. And it was, I always say it was a sorority with no red tape. You just had to be a Black woman, right?
All right.
And if you had it on and I had one on, we didn't have to know each other. We looked at each other and we knew there was a certain connection we had.
Yes.
Marilyn Monroe was no longer the standard of beauty.
Right.
So the shirt said Marilyn Who.
Come on. Okay. 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 I get it. Uh huh.
So I kind of started there, and I always say there's one movement, just one. You just have to figure out where you belong in that movement and make a great impact.
I love
And
that.
so, that I'm really big on collaboration. So during this time when the businesses were closed, and I'm like, okay, Lord, what is it that I can do? I'm just one person. I have a full time job. What is it that I can do to help wherever I can help, wherever it is? And
Mhm.
most of the time, you don't know, till you
Mhm.
keep asking. And then this idea about this Facebook page kept kind of circling around in my mind. And I'm thinking, that ain't it.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm. You know
that
how we
it's
do.
there's gotta be something
We
else.
telling him that ain't it. He had told
That,
you that was it.
yeah, that ain't it. There's gotta be something else because I don't have
Right.
time for that.
Right.
So, when an idea just keeps circling
Yes.
around and it
Yes.
just keeps circling around, and I talked to a few people about it, they like, oh, just do it. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. So one night I got up and I said, you know what? Okay, Lord, I'm going to start this. And I'm not really worried about it because I feel like it's just going to be me and my 500 Facebook friends.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm like, let me put it on out there, no big deal. And
Mhm.
I did. Now the one reason I think that task was given to me is because there were a lot of needs for me myself. I had a lot of need to be reconnected to the community because even I, being in the 46218 area code that has the most Black businesses in any one area in the entire city,
Mm.
I didn't even know where they were.
Right.
And
Right.
I live there.
Mhm. That's right. Okay. You're right about that.
So, how can you live in a neighborhood for almost 30 years
Mhm.
and not hear about half the Black businesses in the same area that you
Yeah.
reside?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
That is crazy. And it's because a lot of us, it's the norm is you go down any street, you see a McDonald's. You go down
Yes.
the street, you see Subway. You go down the street, you see Applebee's. And
Yes.
so it's ingrained in us not to think past what we normally see, right?
Mhm.
So I started the page and really didn't think anything about it. And I was like, well, I need to know. This was kind of a personal thing at first.
Mhm. Mhm.
I need to know where the Black businesses are.
Right.
I need a plumber. I want them to be Black. Or
Mm.
I need this. I want to
Mhm.
see where the Black, businesses are. So I started it. Um, and probably in a matter of 4 or 5 weeks,
Mhm.
it was like 10, 12,000. And I was thinking, where these people come
Whoa.
from?
Yes. We've been starving. We've been starving.
Yes. I was
Yes.
like, where did these people come from? So then some of my friends, because I wasn't even on it, all the time.
Mhm.
And there were no restrictions. Anybody could get in and join. So I just left it open, no big deal, because again, I didn't really have the faith in it that
Mhm.
that God had, obviously. His
Mhm.
plan and my plan was completely different.
Right. Right.
Um, so as time went on, people were like, "Girl, you've got like 20,000 people on there." And I was like, "What?" And so I realized that the thing that I needed, that reconnection,
Mhm.
we
Mhm.
all needed it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We all needed it. But who knew?
Who knew?
Who knew?
Because I knew when I first moved to Indianapolis, the thing was the black pages. Because when I came from, we originally from Nashville, but we moved here from St. Louis, and it was a black pages in St. Louis. So when I first moved here, that's what I was looking for, and just to, like you, trying to find what's going on with our people. Then it was just sort of fading out here, or it wasn't like really organized here or something, where it just was non-existent
Yeah.
for a minute. So fast forward to what you're doing is exactly that, but now technology is playing its part, and it's such an amazing thing. And so I'm like you, everybody's thirsty and looking for it. So I'm not shocked that in a matter of 4 weeks you had 20,000 hits on it.
Yeah, it was crazy. And I think that one of the things that people don't know
Hmm.
is it never started out as a business page. A
Okay.
lot of times people say, oh, Black Doll is a business page. It's actually not a business page.
Yes.
So it's a consumer page
Yes.
with the Black business at the forefront of it.
Gotcha.
And so a lot of times when we say, hey, you can only post 2 days a week, you can only advertise 2 days a week, the reason is because it's a consumer page. We want to give more space
Gotcha.
to consumers to say, hey, I need this, I
Yes.
need that. And it became more of a real time essential needs platform where
Hmm.
Black businesses can always be available. They're always going to be, can be the first on the actual directory, right? You're the
Hmm.
first on the list to get and earn a person's business.
Yes.
And so, but on the flip side of it, because it's a consumer platform and we're all consumers, even our
Yes.
business owners, right?
Yes.
We're all consumers. Because we're all consumers,
Hmm.
then you automatically affect and impact the Black business.
That's right.
So, so a lot of people think it's a business page because a lot of businesses are impacted. A lot of businesses grow. And I remember, even after I started the page, um, I didn't think it was enough,
Hmm.
right?
In what way? In what way?
I thought, yeah, okay, the page is out there, and um, I can go on there and ask for what I need. And there's people out there that'll say, yeah, I know so and so, or I know this business, or the
Mhm.
business will speak up and say, here's my link, check out my page.
Mhm.
But I didn't think it was still reaching enough people because of Facebook algorithms
Yes.
and all kinds of stuff
Mhm.
that kind of puts a damper on the number of people that you can actually touch and reach, right?
True. Mhm.
So I remember when somebody told me Gordon's Milkshake downtown on Mass Ave was going to close.
Mhm.
And I thought, okay, what can I do? Because somebody had already posted it on the page, but it wasn't getting enough attention.
Right. Right.
And it wasn't that people weren't seeing it, it's those algorithms.
Yes.
You got to figure those algorithms out.
Yes. Yes.
And so I decided that I was going to start doing live reviews.
Okay.
And so I went down to Gordon's Milkshake and I got my little Android
Mhm.
and I videotaped the outside and the menu and what they had. And I tasted I got a biscuit and apple butter sundae
Mhm.
and tasted it on live. And I was like, it's so good. Y'all need to get down here. Let's save this man's business. And
Wow.
the next thing I know, in the paper,
Mm.
there was an article where he said, after I did that review, his line was out the door and down the street from that
Wow.
point forward. And I
Wow.
thought, okay, you know what?
Uh-huh.
Live reviews,
Yeah,
Lord, live
yeah.
reviews.
Yes, yes. He
So
will
I
make
started,
room. He will make room.
yes.
Yes.
So I started doing a lot of those. It slowed down a little bit last year, but the ultimate goal is to really get back to doing live reviews. I think they are the most impactful.
Hmm.
Um, a lot of people want to support the Black initiative,
Yes.
but I actually support the businesses. I go out and spend my own
Come on.
money
Come
and
on.
support the Black businesses. You
Yes.
know, I
Yes.
literally, if I go out and say I want some ice cream, I'll say we're going here, even if it's on the other side of town,
The
because I want to
intention.
support.
Yes.
Yes,
It's intentional.
it's
Okay.
intentional. And I think
Yes.
that that's important that
Yes.
people intentionally, because it's so ingrained in us to do something different, you have to shift, you have to train your mind to
Yes.
think Black, right?
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
so yeah.
Yes. So talk a little bit about, you mentioned about 2 days a week you can advertise your business. Talk a little bit about your structure of the Black Dollar page, consumer page.
Okay. So Wednesday and Saturday, we call those Black Dollar days, right? Those are the
Hmm.
days that businesses should advertise. Um, those, and we try to really give them that platform on those days. People know when they are looking for specific things, or you have businesses that they don't get a lot of visibility during, during the week, or they didn't get to respond. They're so busy. If somebody said, hey, I
Hmm.
need a tax attorney, right, and you've been busy all week,
Hmm.
you weren't able to respond or see it or anything like that, then you get those 2 days where you can really put your flyers out there and your
Hmm.
webinars and your conferences and different things like that. So that's your Wednesday and Saturday. We call those Black Dollar days.
Okay.
Monday is collab day.
Okay.
So on Monday is when you really can go on the page and ask for, hey, you know what? I'm looking for vendors for this event. Or I'm looking for somebody to partner because I'm trying to buy this property and different things like that. So that's kind of a day where you can look for partnership opportunities.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so the rest of the days are days where consumers can say, hey, I just locked myself out of the car. Can somebody
Right.
come and get me?
Right. Right. Right.
um,
I'm really interested on the Monday. How are you seeing that working? Is that working, the collaboration days on Monday?
I think so. I think there's not a lot. See, a lot of people probably don't know enough about it,
Yes.
because it's been around for a while, the Wednesday and Saturday, right?
Hmm.
And when we threw in the collab days, and the reason we threw in the collab days is because we were starting to get more and more people requesting business partners and vendors and different
Hmm.
things like that. And it was actually overpowering
Hmm.
the actual consumer requests.
Okay. Okay.
And so we said, well, you know what? Since there's a big need for it, we need to carve out some time so people can still, form those relationships
Yes.
inside the platform.
Yes.
So we created Monday and added it in the rules. But people who have been around for a long time, they probably haven't looked at the rules in a
Right.
really long time, right?
Right.
So we carved out Mondays for it's collab day.
Okay.
So if you're looking for, I know you do doula services, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
so you're looking for a partner, or you're looking for a virtual assistant, or you're looking for anything like that.
Yes.
You can actually post those on Monday,
Okay.
except if it's classifieds where you're really looking for a job, or you're posting a job, you can do that any day,
Right. Oh, okay. Okay.
because we feel like that's an essential need.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so if you have a job opening,
Hmm.
then you can post that any day, because we're like, look, people need to eat.
Yes.
So we don't care about that. You can post
Gotcha.
those every day.
Okay.
But collabing, I need vendors, I need models, I
I
need,
love that. I love
yeah.
that. And I hope people are really going to take advantage of that because I know you're big on collaboration and so am I. And what's your saying you say with collaboration?
Collaboration crushes competition.
Come on. I love that. I love that. And the reason why I love that is because we have in our community, unfortunately, this whole idea is a competition. And for me, I see so many other groups of people who do just what that saying is. They crush the competition because they come together and collaborate with partnerships on opening businesses, getting property, all of that. And what do you think we need to do more of in our community to get that concept? I know that's a big question, ain't it?
Well, it's a big question, but I got a real honest answer for you.
Come on. Come on. We real. We real on here. This is queenship. We talking. We talking.
This is and of course this is just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And I say this because I've struggled in the 2 years that I've been doing Black Dollar. I've struggled to connect with other businesses or entities
Mm-hmm.
that are they have the same mission, but I think they feel, and again, it's I'm just guessing,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they feel threatened by the population.
Mm-hmm.
I've had somebody say, well, you should connect with, Black Dollar. They have, 46,000 members or whatever it is. And they say, well, I have
Mm-hmm.
competition, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so I hear that
Mm-hmm.
and I think to myself, because I'm such an authentic person.
Yes.
I tell people all the time, even when they call me. I just had a conversation with somebody before, and I said, if somebody calls me, because a lot of times when I get calls, it's because people say, well, she has the reach, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the approach is, how can I use her enough to get what I want?
Right. Not a collaboration on what we can do to build together.
No, not a collaboration at all. And so I tell people all the time, I'm a giving person by nature.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
it's in me. It's the way I was raised. I'm a giving person.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever I was going to give you, I was going to give you anyway.
Right.
You never have to use me because I'm a
Mm-hmm.
giving person.
Right.
But I've gone to people and they're not interested in collaboration because they think it's a competition. And
Yeah.
so although I do have competition, when I
Mm-hmm.
think about my business plan and
Yes.
they ask me who my competition is, it ain't my sister.
Right.
You see what I'm
Right.
saying? It's never
Yes.
my sister. It might be Google,
Yes.
it might
Yes.
be Angie's List,
Right. 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 Exactly. Make it plain.
but it's
Yeah.
not my sister.
Yeah.
Because what we do at Black Dollar is we try to provide visibility for
Mm-hmm.
every industry Black owned.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
say Black Dollar Indy, where the consumer and your business is our business.
Come on.
And so when you think about that, I'm never like, I'm on your side like all the time.
Yes.
All
Yes.
the time, every day, all the time, because I believe wholeheartedly in the movement.
Yes.
In the movement. And even when somebody, and this is just coming from a genuine place, even
Mm-hmm.
when there is somebody who they didn't want to work with me, or they felt like it's kind of a competitive space, or
Mm-hmm.
I think she might take my idea, or whatever
Mm-hmm.
the case is.
Mm-hmm.
Even in that, let's say it was you, it's not, but let's
Mm-hmm.
say it was,
Mm-hmm.
and you have an event, because
Mm-hmm.
I support the people, I'm still coming,
That's right. That's right.
because it ain't about me or you.
That's right. It's about the movement. I'm so with you. I'm so with you. Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes.
It ain't about neither one of us.
Yes.
And I think the sooner we can grasp,
Yes.
and I
Yes.
mentioned this before, generational wealth.
Yes. Come on. Talk
We
about it.
will never And when I say never, we will never get there
Mm-hmm.
until we learn to
Yes.
work together.
Together. Yes.
Yes. I mean, you can have the biggest event in the world and your family can be fine, but generational wealth is beyond you and your own family.
Thank you. This is mm, this is what
Generational wealth. Think about generational. Let's talk about just that word.
yes.
Generational,
Yes.
systemic. Let's think about
Systemic.
all those words. They go beyond just your household.
Exactly. Exactly. This is my three pillars of Queenship Quarters Legacy LLC is self, family, and community. What legacy are we leaving?
Yes.
The footprint, and that's actually going to be like our last little point. I'm going to say to you, that's what I say to people. What legacy are you leaving? What footprint are you leaving? Not just for your family, like you said, but in our community. What are we as a people leaving for generations to come? That is so true. That is so true. And until like you said, we get it as a people. And we got to realize too, Punkin, that was ingrained. That whole crab in the bucket mentality was ingrained. So
Yes.
it's taking time, people like you, to do the things that you're doing in the community to sort of get people's mind, change the mindset. I say that all the time, change the mindset. And so I really appreciate that, and appreciate what you're doing, and continue to be authentic and say that to people because we need to hear it. We need to
Hmm.
hear it. Oh
Hmm.
my goodness. So what do you think, or what have you seen in the past 2 years, the impact Black Dolla's page has done in our community? What are some of the impacts you've seen?
So, the first and probably most important is we ate during the pandemic.
Come on.
We ate,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
eating is an essential need,
Yes.
right? We all need to eat.
Yes.
And although we need to eat financially, when I say we ate, we physically
Yes.
ate.
Yes. Yes.
There were so many resources out there for food,
Mhm.
shelter.
Mhm.
It was amazing.
Yes.
It was when I first met the community pantry lady,
Uh-huh.
and you seen the refrigerators all over the city
Yes.
and people stocking them. I'm like, man, let me give to the refrigerator, the
Yes.
community pantry. It's when you start. Black Dollar was able to not only connect to those resources, but connect the community to those resources as well.
Exactly.
So the most important thing is we ate.
Yes.
The second is there was an article that Yelp wrote, and they said there were two organizations that contributed to the growth of Black businesses in Indianapolis,
Mhm.
and Black Dollar was one, which
Okay.
means that we were empowering
Yes.
people to open businesses and do those things. And so um, I think those two things alone
Mhm. Mhm.
are just such a blessing. Those are the two things that in the days where I say, "Oh Lord, this right here, this ain't for me."
Exactly.
He
Exactly.
goes back and says, "Well, remember that those 5 loaves,
Mm.
right? Remember those
Yes.
five
Five
loaves
loaves. Come
that we
on.
had during the pandemic.
Mm.
You see what I did with them, right?"
Come on. Come on and
So
multiply. Come on and multiply. Yes. Yes.
so I just I get emotional sometimes,
Yes.
thinking about people being able to move past where they are,
Yes. Yes.
wherever that is,
Mhm.
mental
Mhm.
health. People started having access to Black mental health specialists on there, and we know how important, how
Yes.
important mental health is.
Yes.
So
Very much so.
um just being able to eat and getting mental health, like people were not afraid to say, hey, you know what, I'm
Yes.
looking for a mental health specialist
Yes.
that looks like me, because I feel like they can relate to me.
Exactly. Exactly.
So yeah,
Same
I think
thing.
yeah.
Same thing with the doula services. They're looking for people that look like us to
Yes,
help support them through that process.
yes,
And so you are
absolutely.
so right. Maternal mental health is such an area that people really need to really focus on. Next month is Minority Mental Health Month, so you'll be
Nice.
seeing a lot of things coming up. I'm actually have a speaking series in the community on doula care, so you'll be hearing about that too. But you talked about food. We all ate. You you something is going on and has been going on with you. Something called dining days. What is that all about? What is that all about?
So dining days is really an extension of my attempt to create visibility for businesses, right?
Okay.
Um, Dining days is about taking all of our, let me back up, because I
Hmm.
want to tell you how dining days started.
Okay. Okay.
Me and my girlfriends, we support Devour every year.
Love to eat. Y'all foodies, huh?
Faithfully, right? We like, where we going this year?
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
And we were sitting at the table, and they know me. They, like I said, I've always been kind of a movement chick, and sometimes it takes a minute for it to hit me. But we're sitting there, and I said, you know what? I don't think I've seen a black business on this list.
Mm. Mm.
And it
Mm.
kind of upset me.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, why is this even like a thing to not have black
Thank you.
businesses part of an event that is so huge?
Thank you.
And they've been doing it for
Mm-hmm.
years. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
so why are we not represented on there? Now, I didn't blame anybody,
Right.
because I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? There may be barriers I'm not aware of. Maybe it's
Mm-hmm.
pricing. Maybe they say you have to offer four course
Right.
meals, and most of our businesses are small black owned businesses. We don't have four course meals.
Right.
Soul food don't come like that.
Right. We got a meat and two sides, and or a meat and three sides. But that's all we do. That's all
That's
we do.
it.
Right. That's it.
So I thought, you know what? We just gonna do our own thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because it's also restricted to storefronts,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you have to create something that is structured around the type of community that you have.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so we are storefronts, we're bakers, we're caterers, we're food trucks.
Awesome.
And I
Awesome.
wanted to make sure that we had something that represented every spectrum of
Yes.
food and drink.
Yes.
So your juice, your people to do your cold pressed juice, or you sell tea,
Mm-hmm.
anything that's edible or drinkable, we
Mm-hmm.
we wanted to highlight. And so the first year we did it was 2021, and we had about 39 vendors participate. We didn't do it in 2022, which I think was a big mistake on my part. Kind of taking a break and saying, okay, we're going to do a fitness expo this year,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to do something different, because I do want to hit all industries. I
Right.
don't want people on the platform to feel like we just focus on food,
Right. Right.
right? So I wanted to do fitness expo. I am excited at some point to do mental health.
Before we got off of here, I was gonna throw that at you. We said we're gonna talk offline about working and getting something together here.
Yes, yes. I definitely want to do something with mental health, law,
Yes.
taxes. Like, I
Yes.
want to hit every industry, even like cleaning services. We did do a car wash event where anybody that did the car detailing and different things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
we took a break in 2022 to focus on car detailing, fitness expo, different things like that. Because of course you can't have 25 vendor events a year.
Right. Right. Yes.
So, but this year we did it again, and we didn't have as much participation. Um, and I know why, but I don't understand it yet.
Okay.
So The
Yeah.
first year we
Will you
got
try to
a
do
lot
it
of
again this year?
we're gonna do it every year. We like it's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is the last week for it. It ends on the 11th. We have
Okay.
15 vendors participate this year.
Okay.
Um, and the first year we did it, we physically went to businesses because it was just being honest and transparent. It was really difficult reaching everybody by
Yeah.
phone,
Yeah.
email,
Yeah.
contact us on the website. It's been really difficult. And we have over 200
Yeah.
vendors on the list. I
Yeah.
feel like this event should be popping.
Yes.
It
Yes.
should be popping.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I don't feel like I don't know that I can physically go out to all 200 businesses.
No, no.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to come up with a different way to get businesses. And there were businesses like, oh man, I didn't even know, And
Hmm.
so I think I'm just gonna have to try to come up with a different strategy,
Yeah.
but we're definitely gonna do it every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I would think with as much as we love to eat in our community, that would be something that would let's pop, like you said, just pop
Well,
naturally.
like I said, I don't think that people didn't want to participate. I think that
Okay. Okay.
I I literally we just couldn't get in touch with them.
Yeah.
And so we were depending on other people to share and
Got
spread
you.
the word and like, oh, maybe they'll hear it. It's people that I reached out to via Instagram and the
Yeah.
inbox and different things like that. But it was a challenge.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that might be um I don't know, but we're gonna keep
Yeah.
trying. We're not gonna let
Yeah.
it go. Trust me.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So I think at the beginning, when you was talking a little bit about your story and who you were, you said you were an author.
I am.
So is this something that you've always wanted to do or have done before? Do you have a book out now? I'm just throwing it out there. I know you do, but that's a question. And let's talk about the author, Punkin Davenport.
Okay. So I've always journaled
Okay.
since middle school. Always, I love to write. Love,
Mm.
love, love to write. I could write every day. I mean, sometimes I'm in the shower and this thought enters my
Mhm.
head and I go, "Oh my God, let me jump out and write this down."
Right, right.
I
Exactly.
I love like quotes and just random stuff like
Mhm.
about life, about raising your kids, about love, about
Mhm.
abuse, about like I'm just a random. My mind is just always going, going, going. And I've always kind of journaled, kind of
Okay.
jotted things down. I didn't join Facebook till 2010.
Okay.
And so I started doing what I call random thoughts, and I would just post random thoughts all the
Mhm.
time. And I would take it out of my notebook,
Mhm.
literally just go through my notebook and say, you know what? I feel like somebody might need to hear this. But I may wake up in a praying mood and get on
Yeah.
there and
Come
just
on.
say, Lord, I'm coming to
Mm.
you today. Because
Mm.
some mornings I wake up and I'm like, I'm in a praying mood and I know somebody
Yes.
else needs to hear this, right?
Yes.
So I journal a lot.
Mhm.
And I originally, when I started the Maryland Who movement,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
I said, I'm going to write a book, a series, and it's going to be geared towards children, because again, I always have my daughter and my
Mhm.
stepkids, like they're
Mhm.
always in my mind, right?
Yes. Yes.
And I said, it's going to be a Maryland Who series.
Hmm.
And I said, I'm going to do stuff like Pretty in Politics, where you're introducing little girls to women, political figures, but you
Yeah.
show them in a 5, 6, 7 year old way. You introduce them into to politics and
Yes.
women of politics, right? So it was Pretty in Politics. And then I had one for sports and one for like I had all these book titles and did all this research, and I went to write and nothing.
Mm.
I was like, it's such a good idea.
Right.
But I had writer's block for so long that I was like, I'm not, you know what? Okay, Lord.
Mhm.
I'm thinking this is a gift you gave me. It was time for
Mhm.
me to kind of share it with the world, but it ain't working.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I literally gave up on it. And I remember being asleep. And I woke up in the middle of the night and I thought, tonight's the night. I feel it. Like I feel it. And I couldn't write a single
Mm.
first line. And I'm like,
Mm.
ah.
Guys,
And I couldn't
guys,
go back.
like you still in your own head. I ain't said nothing. You still
I
in your
know
own head.
it. And I actually was like, okay. And I couldn't go back to sleep. So I started reading. I said, I'm gonna read the Bible.
Mhm.
Because baby, that'll put me to that it puts me to sleep. If I read the
Mhm.
Bible in the middle of the
Mhm.
night, I go to
Yeah.
sleep instantly.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I said, you know what? I'm just gonna start at Genesis. And I'm gonna start over. I'm gonna start at Genesis. I done read it 1,000 times, and I
Mhm.
ain't been through up through the, I ain't got through it yet because I always fall
Mhm.
asleep on it. So I started in Genesis, and as soon as I started reading it,
Mm.
I
Mm.
wrote 3 books that night.
Whoa.
But it wasn't Marilyn Who books.
Now.
It was Nosy Nia.
Mm.
Nia is my daughter, and they were Bible books.
Mm.
And so, um, the way that I wrote them is I did it in elementary school, and it didn't cross my mind, but they're written in play format. So they're not meant for one person. It's meant for collaborative reading.
Oh, okay. Oh, I
It's
love that.
it's meant for you and your friend, mom and
Yeah.
the child. It is not meant for one person. So each person has their part and they're in different colors.
Wow.
And then there's a parent page at the end where you can talk to the child about what you read. And
Mm.
so I have 3 Nosy Nia books out. One is just the big book, which is the
Mhm.
Bible, and it has basic. When I say she's 5 years old, basic is funny, interactive, all of that. So we have the big book, and then we have 7 days, which is your creation,
Mm.
and then the last one is Man Oh Man, and that's the
Mm.
creation of man. And
Mm.
they are one. I have been thinking a lot about that doll test. I don't know why.
Come on. Mm.
I
Mm. Yeah.
have been thinking so much about that doll test, but I never really connected the two
Mhm.
until that came to me.
Mm.
And with that doll test where they took
Yes.
the kids and
Yes.
all the kids picked said the black doll was the bad one, the
Yes.
ugly one, all of
Yes.
that. And then they
Yes.
redid the test in 16,
Yes.
17, 18, 19, and they did the
This.
Latina kids, the black kids,
Yes.
the white kids, and they all thought the
Yeah,
black dolls was ugly, mean, and
yes.
awful.
Yes. Yes.
And I
Yes.
thought, and I'm gonna tell you one thing that made me say, I'm gonna make this a whole series. I'm just gonna keep on going and going and going. Is there was a little girl, she was Caucasian, and her mom watched her do the test.
Mhm.
And she cried and cried. She said, well, why do you think this is? She said, she's never been exposed.
Mm.
And so I write for little black girls, but I write for other girls to
Yes.
be exposed to
Exposed.
black literature. Because
Yes.
one of the things that I say all the time is black people have always been diverse.
Always.
There's never a time
Yes.
that your mom or your dad wasn't buying you white GI Joe, or
Come
you
on.
weren't watching Dukes of Hazzard, which we probably
Come.
shouldn't be watching, but
Yeah. Andy Griffin. Now one of us in there look like us, but we love Andy Griffin.
and we never thought about it.
Yeah.
We've always been diverse,
Yeah.
always.
Always.
So I write for everybody else because we already there,
Yes. Yes.
So that,
Wow.
and then I know this
So
is
you
kind of
got three of
controversial.
those books?
So I
Three of
have
those? Okay.
three of those out on Amazon.
On Amazon. Okay.
And then this next one is going to be kind of controversial. So Carmen, the children's author, and then Carmen, the journal, the one that likes to journal about life.
Okay.
I'm going to separate them because it could be controversial. People might be like, "How you write a kids book and then turn around and write this kind of book?" Well, because
Uh-huh.
I'm
And,
human.
and you're an artist and you're a creator, so you can.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you
Okay.
for that. So I recently wrote a journal.
Okay.
And that journal is called From the Pages of My Notebook. And the
Mm.
subtitle is Random Thoughts About Random Shit.
Mm. Okay.
And the IT is exclamation point plus sign, so it's not
Mm.
spelled out. But
Mm.
it is truly random, but it is created so that people will reflect. It
Mm.
is a complete reflection journal. So I give my thought, and then you talk about what you think. Like every thought has a question with it.
Mm.
And it really has you reflecting on your life, what kind of partner you are, what kind of
Mm.
person you are, what kind of friend you are, what kind of mother you are.
Mm.
Like it's really reflective. Even when I look in it myself, I'm thinking, man, some of this stuff I gotta really think about.
Mm-hmm.
Are you being the best version of yourself?
Yes.
And so that one should be published actually next week. It should be up for purchase next week, also on Amazon.
Also on Amazon.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Miss Punkin Davenport, well, look at you. I'm excited about that book. Well, first of all, let me just say the children's series. Love, 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 love that. Have you tried to get it in like our schools? Like in the
So
libraries?
so Black Dollar is taking over my life. Listen, I rarely even posted on Black Dollar. And I need to do better. I've been talking about that all week. I'm saying, you know what? I'm trying to get everybody else's generational wealth up. And I ain't thought no more about my
That's how
own.
we do. That's how we do.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how
When
we
you
do.
selfless like that, it's like, when's the last time I posted about my book? Or people
Yes.
have to remind me, like, hey, did you post about your book today? I'm like, you
Did you post about your book today? I mean, because while you were talking, I'm sitting here thinking of so many things. I mean, the churches, the Sunday schools, just so many ways you can get that book out there. Oh
yeah, I
my
need to
goodness.
refocus. I need,
Yeah.
I listen, Miss Queen, Miss Queen. I need to refocus. And then when I try to get a mentor and I start talking about Nosy Nia, they be like, yeah, 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 but let's talk about Black Dollar Indy. I'm
Right.
like,
Yes.
wait a minute
Wait a
now,
minute.
I
I'm
got
trying.
two
I'm
passions.
right. Right. Can you listen to this one? We know about that one. Well, what are some upcoming events that are happening that you want to share with us with Black Dollar or with your book, anything like that? What upcoming events do you have coming?
So Black Dollar is hosting its first, what I call, you're the first to hear it,
Okay.
what I
Yay.
call collabing for community.
Come on now, collabing for community. Yeah, I gotta write that down. Hold on. Uh huh.
It is our first collabing for community event, and it is called Protect and Respect Women's Sexual Health Brunch.
See, I don't want you to be all in my head about stuff, but go ahead. Come on.
we are we're actually partnering with the Damien Center,
Okay.
and it's going to be August 5th from noon to 3, and it's completely free for young ladies 13 and up.
Okay.
And we want everybody to come out. They reached out to me, and of course, he said, "I heard you like to collaborate."
Yeah, he started off like that. Okay.
He started off like that, and I
Yeah.
said, "Yeah, you came to the right place." So we're gonna do that event August 5th. We do have our business tees and tennis shoes event that we're gonna do again in November.
Yes, that was
And
awesome.
the subtitle of this one is Taking Care of Business, Taking Care of You. And we're going to
Mm.
really talk about showing new entrepreneurs how to keep their books. And it's not just talking about it, we're actually going to do hands on stuff. How do you keep your books?
Yes.
Bring your receipts. How do you, like, if you're not computer savvy, let's get our accordion file out and let's show you what you're supposed to be
Right.
doing so that your
Right.
taxes are right.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah. And then we're
Yeah.
going to have, you know me, I like to have fun too.
Yes.
So the taking care of me part, we're gonna have Bele Oshun come out
Really?
and do at the end. We're gonna do a meditation piece for
Come on.
everybody.
Come on.
So yes, it's taking care of business and taking care of you.
You.
Yes.
Yes. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Oh my goodness. So you know something, for we've been here maybe about 50 minutes now, and I just really have so much respect and honor for you, sis, because what you're doing, like you said, is really started from yourself, but it has, you have poured in and sown so many seeds. Your generational wealth is coming. I just want you to know, just keep
Thank
doing
you.
what you're doing, and connecting people like you are doing, being authentic, because we see it. We see it. But at the same time, I'm glad that little subtitle you said about you, make sure you take time for
Yeah.
you,
Thank you.
and take time to celebrate you, because you do so many awesome things. And I just really was honored that you took out time for women's history, because I said she has a story. And you mentioned briefly earlier about, certain people, the city knows, they're well known and all that. But my purpose of the people that I've gotten to do this series this month are people who, not people know you, but I don't think you get your flowers that you do. I don't think that people acknowledge all that Black Dollar offers, and so I want to shine a light on those women. um, I want to shine a light on just Sister Deborah down the street. Her story is part of our history too.
Yes.
She she might not be, big in the city and well known, but what she does on a day to day basis in her community, she's part of our history too.
Yes. Absolutely.
So that's my point of having you on, and I'm just so thankful for you. It is a few things that I've sort of jotted down that I will talk to you offline about, because I think we got some things that we could work together on.
Hmm.
Um, but before we sort of wrap it up, I want to ask, what is your footprint? What legacy do you want to leave, or what legacy are you leaving?
I'm glad you asked because instead of me like quoting off the top of my head, I'm just gonna read my mission and
Okay.
vision statement.
Okay.
Um, my mission is to become and leave a piece of a lost legacy that confirms, even in the face of adversity, there will always be a way to overcome and deliver access, resources, and visibility to underrepresented areas in our communities.
Yes. Yes.
When I leave here, I just want people to say, we ate, we were reconnected to our community, and we grew.
Mm.
It's
Mm.
not about me. Even when I'm gone, you can say Black Dollar. You don't have to say Carmen. You don't have to say Punkin. You don't have to say Davenport. Just
Mhm.
say there was an entity that helped me with my journey.
Mhm. Yes.
I always
I
say
love
Black
you.
Dollar is not my. I say it's not mine. It's our community.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
our community that's there.
Yes.
Yours, mine,
Mhm.
everybody's community.
Yes. Mm. I love that. So we got how many more days left of dining days?
It's over on the 11th.
On the 11th,
Yeah.
and they can go to Black Dollar and find out like where to go or who's participating in it. Where can they find that?
Yep. If they go to blackdollaindy.com, there's a couple of things that you can find there. You'll find the dining days list. That's everybody who's participating, what their specials are, the days they're open, their link, so you can go directly to their page and get their menus and stuff. The second thing is join our mailing list.
Okay.
We do send out a newsletter every month.
Mhm.
And if you're a business and you want to be featured in that newsletter, you can also request to be featured in that newsletter by visiting blackdollaindy.com. And there's going to be an app or mobile site at some point
Okay.
where Black Dollar Indy is going to be a one-stop shop. The platform's still going to be there, still going to do what it's doing.
Mhm.
And part of that mobile app or mobile website is going to house a Black directory.
Oh, that's good.
We're not doing it for a directory because I do have to say there's other Black businesses out there creating directories. You have the Victor app, and I want to give her kudos because she started the process
Okay.
There's black owned, uh, indie black owned.
I
I
think that
think
sound right. I think that
I
sound
think they have a black directory, and these are black people. I know that like Visit Indie, they have like a directory and different things like that. Um, so we're not creating it to have a directory, but if we're going to be a one-stop shop, a directory has to be part of it.
right. Okay.
I also think that new businesses go to Black Dollar first.
Yes.
So we get a lot of up-to-date businesses that other people don't have, and then some people only do businesses that are brick and mortar, and
Mm-hmm.
we support our businesses. If you
Yes.
register with the state and you got it together, but you don't have a brick and mortar, you're
Mm-hmm.
still even kind of side hustling, right?
Right.
We support your dreams too. Like
That's right.
it's all good as long as you're trying to do things the right way. We
Mm-hmm.
support that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much again for just gracing us with your presence. I thank you for just all that you're doing. And if it's anything that I can do to assist you or to help you, I enjoy coming to the events when you know me, I'm going in 500 different directions. That's
Yeah.
another thing. I get those downloads like you all the time. I'm like, God, okay, I got to do this. Okay, but you're giving me this. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to a point now. I'm really at a point now that I'm scaling down, I'm rebranding, I'm streamlining because I'm only one person.
Yeah.
And but also I know the visions God has given me. So anything that I can do, again, I would love to collaborate on some things in the future, and I'm sure we will. But for the viewers and the listeners, I just want to tell everyone, please go to Black Dollar on Facebook, on Instagram,
Yep.
blackdollar.com,
BlackDollarIndy.com.
blackdollarindy.com. Please support her initiative and the things that she's doing in the community. Get out for these next few days for dining days, and support these black businesses. I know we say that all the time. Support black business, support small black business, but do we actually do that?
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm gonna get out there this week because I haven't had a chance up until this point. But you gonna see me. I'm gonna be out there somewhere, and then and get my food on too. But thank you again. I appreciate you. I honor you. And as I always do at the end of every episode, to all my sister queens, queenship is the air, the energy, and the vibrations of a queen. It is not a trend. It is your divine essence. And we will see you the next time on Queenship Quarters podcast.
Yes. Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you.
me. I
Thank
love you so
you.
much.
Thank you. Love you too. Love you too.